Hello. So, yes, this is exactly what you think it is. My first YouTube Yap video. I low-key don't even know how to, introduce myself or whatever. Hi, I'm Nikki. Yeah, so, to start out with my first video, I think I want to talk about, the thing that has affected my life the most, and that is the fact that for a majority of my life, I was homeschooled. I came to public high school in 10th grade, and I am also neurodivergent. I have ADHD and undiagnosed autism, but I'm 99.9% sure. So, undiagnosed, sue me, but I am neurodivergent either way because I do have diagnosed ADHD. Integrating into public school, integrating into, being social, because let's be honest, when you're homeschooled and you have a helicopter mom and you also live in a ghetto neighborhood with no fucking kids around because it's trashy, you have no friends. I grew up with no friends most of my life. The only people I really had were my siblings or my cousins, and even then I didn't really see my cousins that often. So, a big majority of who I am and how I act and the person I am today is due to the fact that I was homeschooled most of my life, and a lot of struggles came with that. When I came to public school, I thankfully had a little bit of social skills beforehand because in 8th grade and 9th grade I was in online school. It wasn't because of COVID, it was from 2022 to 2023, so it wasn't like I was on the same timeline as everyone else. I was very different. I experienced bullying in online school. A lot of people did not like me because I was very clingy, very obnoxious, very immature emotionally. I was freshly new to the world. I didn't really have a lot of the skills that other kids had from, being in a public school and seeing other kids and other teachers and socializing with people new every single day. I didn't have that structure and I didn't have that consistency as a child. Even though I was homeschooled, a lot of it was up to me. I was, kind of my own teacher for a while. My mom had bought these workbooks and stuff and I would work on them, but she would never check them or anything. And she wouldn't actually teach me myself. So a lot of the shit that I was supposed to be doing, I probably wasn't. But thankfully for me, I have always had this will to learn. So I did learn a few things, but I was in public school in kindergarten and 3rd grade. My mom had tried it out in kindergarten and I got bullied. I was threatened by another child. They threatened to kill me. So, she pulled me out because my mother is a very anxious person. All respect to her, she raised me, but she's very overprotective. She's gotten better at not being overprotective, but when I was a kid, I couldn't she had me recite to people that I could only have 13 grams of sugar a day. That type of overprotective mom. Plus the fact that she is extremely religious. So, I got pulled out of, I finished kindergarten, but after that I wasn't gonna continue doing public school. And then I really wanted to, in 3rd grade, so my mom put me into public school in 3rd grade. Same thing happened, I was bullied. It went a little bit better, but, my mom gave me the option to be homeschooled again, and I chose to. I went back into homeschooling, and, yeah, the rest is history. I don't know. Most of my days really consisted of, just watching YouTube and doing crafts and playing with Barbies. I would sit there and do schoolwork. Really, I was just pretending for a couple of hours, and then I'd go off and do whatever the fuck I wanted for the rest of the day because my mom was so busy with my other siblings that she really, she trusted me to do my schoolwork, and for a while I did do what I was supposed to, but it came to a point to where I kind of just gave up. Or I want to say 7th grade specifically because algebra was introduced, and my neurodivergent self was not fucking doing that bullshit. So, yeah, I was very carefree, very off the grid. Like, I had no schedule, no limitations whatsoever. When I got into, online school, and I was introduced to this world where not only from a social perspective, there were so many rules and regulations like that I didn't understand as a neurodivergent person, like a lot of social cues and things that I just wasn't able to pick up on, especially sarcasm. I still struggle with that daily to this day. But it was really bad. It was really bad. I was also bullied in online school. And then when I got into public school, there was a whole nother layer of things that I thought I had, gotten down that I had to rediscover. Because I was so eager to fit in and because I wanted friends so bad, I did not act like myself. I did at first, but then I let other people get into my head about how I was supposed to be acting, and it kind of formed me, shaped me into this person that I wasn't really, and that carried into junior year, A lot of my high school, I've kind of spent attempting to figure myself out, but instead of figuring myself out from what I wanted and what I felt and what I wanted to do, it was what I was supposed to do, what society was expecting of me. Like, I was kind of just following other people's examples and limitations and expectations of me because I believed that that was the right thing to do, Like, with a very anxious, overprotective helicopter mom, you kind of develop this habit of people pleasing in the sense to where you develop your identity off of what other people want from you and not off of what you actually want. So it took a while to dismantle that. I want to say I finally got it down. It took about a year, like the entirety of the summer of junior year and like the first semester of senior year. I'm in the second semester now. It was a lot of soul searching, a lot of, just trying to figure out myself and what I liked and what I wanted. Because I'm a very outgoing person. I like talking to people. I like complimenting people in the hallways or when I'm out in public. I like having small talk, but I am an introvert, and I really like spending time with myself most of the time because I feel like I'm the only one who really gets me, Like, I have such a unique experience in life that I feel like a lot of other people can't really resonate with, and for a while I tried to make people understand me, and I tried to, not really push myself onto others, but kind of. Like, I was very desperate for people to understand me, and I've kind of come to a point to where I've accepted that a lot of people simply can't because they are not me. They haven't lived the life I've lived, and that's okay, I'm not really sure what else to talk about. I'm just kind of introducing myself and, like, giving a little rundown of, like, who I am as a person and what you can expect from me. I do want to start by saying that I'm very anti whatever the fuck is going on in the government right now. So if you're a Trumpy, if you're a MAGA, you can get off my page right now. Thank you. This is definitely not the spot for you. And I am very spiritual. I'm going to be talking about a lot of different spiritual things on here. That's one of the reasons why I started a YouTube channel, is because I, came from TikTok. Like, I have made so many Yap videos on TikTok. A lot of them getting almost to, 10 minutes long. And people seem to really like them. People like what I have to say. And I really appreciate that, I have a lot of people, a lot of mutuals on TikTok who support me and who listen to what I have to say and show genuine interest, and I really do appreciate it. And I feel like there was more for me to say. It's going on 11 minutes right now as I'm recording this, so clearly I just needed, I needed more time. I needed longer Yap videos because I've expanded so much as a person, and I have so much to say and so much to talk about that I can't fit it all into 10 minutes, And especially because I feel like I'm not necessarily reaching the audience that I want with TikTok. Like, a lot of my mutuals, yes, they do support me and they do listen to what I have to say. But then there's a lot of people who don't. I kind of wanted to make a separate page for those people who are willing to listen to me and what I have to say and do want to listen to what I have to say. So I'm not, putting my energy and time into posting things on TikTok just for them to not get the attention that they want. Like I'm not looking for views, I'm not looking for fame. That's not what I want. I'm not saying I need any of that. Would it be cool? Kind of scary also? Yeah, but like I'm making this YouTube channel for people who want to hear what I have to say so that way they can come from TikTok and they can come over here and listen to what I have to say more in depth. So yeah. I don't really know. I'm not sure how often I will be posting. I'm probably not gonna like do a consistent schedule. Maybe I will. I don't know, but life gets really crazy for me. Like, I tend to make a lot of plans and I tend to say I'm gonna do a lot of things and then I never actually end up doing it because life happens. Okay, I get really busy, and plus the fact that I'm ADHD, I tend to forget about a lot of things and get distracted. So, I'm a pretty big hypocrite, I'm not gonna lie. So, I don't want to say that I'm gonna be consistent, like I'm gonna be posting every week, because I can't really promise that, but if I find that I am able to do that, and I do, have enough thoughts and ideas in my head and enough time to be able to talk about these thoughts and ideas, then I will try to post consistently, but no promises. Yeah. If you're here from TikTok, mwah, I love you so much. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments if you are. And if you're not from TikTok, hello. Very surprising to see you. So yeah. I think I'll probably do some topics soon. This is kind of just an introduction video. Even though I was talking about myself a lot and like experiences, this was more so just to kind of start somewhere. I'm going to be talking about different topics later on. Probably a lot about spirituality, probably a lot about what's happening in the world today, a lot about growing up, and the character development I've had as a person, because I don't want to like come across as someone who loves to talk about themselves, but I do like to talk about myself just because I feel like I have this wisdom, and not trying to toot my own horn, I say that phrase a lot, but I do have a lot of wisdom and a lot of insight to a lot of different experiences that I think are valuable to share, and I feel like probably would help someone out there, because a lot of the times when I do share things and I do share experiences and wisdom, it helps people, and I just want to be able to reach a larger audience. So yeah. Let me know if you like this video. Let me know what topics you think I should talk about, opinions of mine that you want on certain things, and I will be sure to consider them. So bye guys. Mwah.